again, a little smaller than Messina, and they're going to have to get that big goaltending to stay in this hockey game.
Oh, no question about it. The Raiders can put that relentless forecheck at you, and they're going to do it today. It's been successful for them. They're going to keep coming at them. And the thing I've noticed about Messina, we talked about it a little bit last night, is they've been very workmanlike the last few games. They go out there and do the job.
Yeah, I think we alluded to yesterday being a blue-collar win, the sense that it was a real hard-working win. And since Messina is an industrial town with the industries there, it typified that win. The game they played typified our industries, I guess. A very blue-collar and a hard-working win right through from top to bottom, from the goaltending on up through. And I think they have to get that here this afternoon. I think they will. I think Coach Long will instill that in them. They got a job to do, and you've reached this stage, and this is your opportunity to have a state championship. Not many youngsters get that opportunity. Here it is. Take it, grab it right by the throat, because this may be the only one you'll ever get.
Well, that's right. And when you get this far, you certainly don't want to go home disappointed. And they're going to do their best to come away with a victory here and bring home the championship to Messina. As Messina will be introduced first because they are the visiting team here, and Luca Richards, the Messina goaltender, is introduced. Of course, the blue line core, the two captains will be out there. Frank Joy, our Coke player of the game last night, and Ryan Kerwin. And both, I thought, had good games for Messina.
Yeah, they did. They've had good games. Had good games last night. They've had good games all year long. Have that Messina defensive core throughout the year. They've been just steady as the Rock at Gibraltar, and they certainly were last night.
And the first line of Messina being introduced. One of the lines, I shouldn't call him the first line, but it's Jason Converse out there with Josh Spanberg and Corey David. And the Messina Red Raiders lining up along the blue line. Now the Pittsburgh Panthers being introduced. It'll be Scott DeBella starting in net for the Panthers. It'll be Matt Archer and Greg Walling on defense. Ross Sealfon will center Josh DeMarzo and Dave Reilly on the wings.
And we mentioned the youth of this team, only 4 seniors. The goaltender, DeBella, is only a freshman. So, I mean, that's a load and a half to throw on a youngster stepping in at state championship, only a freshman. That's a huge, huge load to handle.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, before the start of the state championship game, we'll have the singing of our national anthem live from the Utica Memorial Auditorium in Utica. Quite a rendition of the national anthem.
Yes, it was. A very nice rendition, a long rendition of the national anthem.
That just goes to show you how many different ways you can sing that song.
And whatever way it's sung, it still raises goosebumps up my spine.
Absolutely. So here we go, the New York State Division I championship game, Messina, Pittsford, and that's enough to raise little goosebumps there too.
We're going to have a ceremonial face-off. Two officials out here going to drop the puck. We'll get their names. We do know the names of the officials, that the on-ice officials are out of the Section 3, Jerry. Mr. Paul Jones out of Syracuse and Mr. Craig Furland out of the Utica area. But Section 3 officials working this game here this afternoon.
Now, the gentleman in the blue sweater is John Cunningham, who is he's the head of hockey in New York State for high school hockey. And I'm not sure who the other gentleman is.
We had not a barn burner, but a full house here for the first game. This place was packed.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
This Utica War Memorial holds 3,858 seats or fans, and it was pretty well packed that first game. Clinton played in that first game and won the championship just down the road, and I think they had everybody in the community here, and this place was just rocking.
It sure was, and of course they won the championship, a 5-0 victory, 2 shutouts en route to the championship. And now the ceremonial face-off is over. Ross Sealfon against Josh Panberg, and we'll be ready to go here in just a moment. The championship game of New York State Division I hockey, the Messina Red Raiders and the Pittsford Panthers. And I think you alluded to it before. I think we're only probably going to see 2 lines out of this team.
I think that's all. They only listed 3, and I think they're going to try to go. They went with 3 quite a bit of the year, but coming down to crunch time, he's Coach Kirchner has gone just basically with 2 lines and 4D, and I just don't think he can run that up against the Messina Red Raiders that'll run 3 and sometimes 4 units against you and just continually pound you with that forechecking.
So it's Converse against Sealfon, and we're underway. Off the faceoff, comes back to the blue line. Spanberg takes it in the zone. Josh Spanberg centering it right across the goal mouth. Here's Corey David back in to score! Corey David! And Messina jumps out on top at 9 seconds of the first period. Corey David on the backhand, and the Raiders go up 1-0.
I'll tell you, of all the things that could happen to Pittsburgh, that's the last out of 100. That's number 99 in 9 seconds to have the Raiders score on you. Boy, that takes a lot of wind out of your sails. The Raiders got the draw, knocked it over to Spanberg, who took it down that left side, was forced to the corner, a diagonal pass out to Corey David at a tough angle, didn't have much, but he put it up over the left shoulder of DeBella, and the Raiders up 1-0.
And here comes Jason Converse backhanding it in the zone. David throws the check. The puck comes to Ryan Kerwin deep in the corner. Kerwin flips it in behind. Converse centering pass hit the side of the net with it. And the Pittsburgh Panthers will try to move it out. It's knocked away as Sealfon couldn't clear. Comes in behind the net to Walling, the defenseman. He wraps it around the boards for DeMarzo. DeMarzo cross ice pass, still doesn't get out of the zone. And now finally it's poke check to center ice. Joy is there as Messina changes lines. The Adam Blaze line out for the Red Raiders, and Blaze almost steals the puck. Here's LaPointe, steps by a check, slides it through, Pribble shot right on, save made, and DeBella covers up for the faceoff, and the Raiders out of the gate quickly here this afternoon.
And as understandable, when you score a goal, the opposition goes back on their heels, and when you score 1 in 9 seconds in the championship play, they really rock back, and the Raiders came within an eyelash. Mike LaPointe, if he goes either way, left or right, he's got the Raiders 2-0. He drilled one right at DeBella. The time of that goal, 9 seconds. Corey David from Converse and Spanberg.
LaPointe shot off the faceoff just wide. Here's a wide shot taken by Mike Dion, and the puck control by the Panthers. They move it to the Messina line. Stolen away by P.J. Rochford. Headman pass. LaPointe trying to get it to Blaze, knocked down. The bouncing puck controlled by Janicki. I think he's one of the scoring stars for this team. Janicki, puck in the corner. Blaze takes it away. Wraps it around the boards. P.J. Rochford trying to come up with it, had his stick tied up. Now the puck in the corner. They bang at it there. Rochford with it. In behind the net. Now he lost his stick. Kicks it around, has it knocked away. Bouncing puck in the slot, but Mike LaPointe is there to move it ahead. Here comes LaPointe, 1-on-2. Shoots it from the blue line and bangs it high over the net. And the Raiders will get that third line out there and give them a chance. Seth Service out there with his 2 line mates, Jamie Courier. And here comes Timmy O'Shea, who scored the first goal for Messina last night. Puck around the boards. Kerwin does a good job to keep it in. His shot deflected over the net. Didn't miss by too much. Puck in the corner. Viscardi trying to come back for Joy. Joy whacks at it. Has it knocked away. And here come the Pittsburgh Panthers into the Messina zone. Shot right on. And the save made by Luca Richards. Joy clears it out. Down the ice it goes. Racing back for it is Walling, the Pittsford defenseman. To an open wing, kept in the zone by O'Shea. Knocked away from him, and ahead it goes to DeMarzo. DeMarzo flipping to Sealfon. Sealfon in the zone, trying to get by Joy. Joy kicks it away, takes him out of the play. Kerwin picks up the loose puck. Here's Kerwin, tied up in the corner, moving it ahead to Seth Service. Service has it knocked away by Reilly. Reilly centering pass in the slot, the shot, knocked down, and the puck cleared into the corner by Kerwin. After it there, O'Shea rips it around the boards, trying to keep it in at the point is Walling. He flips in the corner, goes by Joy, in behind the net. He comes in to tie it up. They jam for it, and the puck squirts free. It's still underneath, and whacks around the corner. It's going to come to Courier. Jamie picks it up, looks up ice. He goes to O'Shea, right on his stick. Here comes Timmy O'Shea across the red line. He bangs it right on from center ice, and DeBella has to make a save, and the Raiders get that fourth line out there. Joey Weiskopf out there, along with McLean, throws a check. Weiskopf bangs at it. Puck comes out by the slot. Here's a shot. Service. Score! It was deflected on the way through. I think Heath McLean will get the goal, and Messina goes up on a 2-0 score as the fourth line gets a goal for the Red Raiders.
And again, it was just relentless forechecking out there by that line of Weiskopf, McLean, and Scotty Service. They were all over the Pittsburgh Panthers, and Pittsburgh coughed it up, and the shot was taken from just inside the blue line, I think by maybe Scotty Service, and Keith McLean was parked in front. It might have hit his stick and flipped up over the left shoulder of DeBella, but the Raiders up 2-0, and we haven't played 5 minutes of the first period.
And the Pittsburgh Panthers are going to take a timeout here. A 2-0 score on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard. Raiders lead it. We've got a lot of people we got to say hello to tonight, this afternoon, David, as we talked to some of the players and some of the grandparents that weren't able to make the trip. We want to say hello to John Patrick and Fern O'Shea. Timmy O'Shea's grandparents, also Grandma Jen and Papa Alfie. Also want to say hello to Charlie Durant's grandparents, Dominic and Marie Germano, and Brooke Tebow's grandmother, Stella Tebow. Also Les Pribble's grandparents, Gerald and Phyllis White, and Ryan Kerwin's grandmother, Gwen Kerwin. We want to say hello to all those folks. We're glad to have you along for the broadcast, and the Raiders are off to a good start here, 2-0.
Well, we got the numbers right. We got the wrong call on the goal. It didn't hit Heath McLean in front. Look from here that it might have, but Scotty Service put it in all by himself, probably 35 feet out. It hit something and went over the shoulder of DeBella. The Raiders lead 2-0.
So the fourth line gets out there and scores a goal immediately, and they're still out there, dumped in the zone. Weiskopf trying to come up with it. Galea bangs it away. The bouncing puck in the corner picked up by Archer. He moves it to the red line out to center ice. P.J. Rochford controls for the Raiders. Headman pass bounces by everybody. Here comes Joey Weiskopf. Weiskopf backhand pass across the goal mouth. McLean couldn't come up with it. And the Panthers move it out to center ice. Here comes Pierce Sullivan. Gets by the Messina defense, trying to slide it through the middle. And he should have kept going. But it's back out to neutral ice. Raiders, McLean on the backhand. Dumps it in the zone. Raiders will make a line change as they get that first line out there. Spanberg, David, and Jason Converse. Puck at neutral ice. Joy dumps it in the corner. 2-0 Messina on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard early in the game. Here comes the Raiders in behind. Corey David, sharp angle, short side shot. Hit the side of the net. He goes back in after it. Has it knocked away. Comes to Spanberg. Bounces away from him. Puck in the circle. Finally cleared out by the Panthers. Now it's Ryan Kerwin dumping it back in the zone. Picked up there by DeHaan, the defenseman. Doesn't clear. Here's Joy's shot. Knocked down in front by DeHaan. DeHaan off the glass to neutral ice. Frank Joy is there. Bangs it right back into the zone it goes. After it is Chris Galea. Galea loses to LaPointe, trying to center it. Hits it off his leg, and the puck around the boards. DeHaan trying to clear. It's poked free and a check by Blaze. Blaze digging for it in the corner. He's got it. Drops it back to the point. Here's a chance for Joy. He's going to flip it around the boards. Puck goes in the other corner. Messina getting ready to set up things here. It goes to LaPointe. Pribble in front, but it gets back to Blaze. Blaze high slot has it knocked away, and they dump it out to neutral ice. There's a foot race for the puck. Pittsford's got it across the blue line. Here's a backhander. Knocked down. Great play by Ryan Kerwin. Here's another chance in front. It's knocked away by Joy. Frankie Joy lugs it to center ice. Ahead to Pribble. Pribble to Mike LaPointe. LaPointe across the blue line. He's looking for Blaze in front. Here's Blaze backhand. He fired it high and wide. Puck in front again, but it's knocked down on the defense. And the Pittsburgh Panthers move it out. Joy's right there to break it up and dump it back in the zone. Raiders will make a line change, leading it 2-0. 9:38 and counting left to go in the first period. Here's a chance chance for Jamie Courier. Courier leaves it for Service. Service has it poke checked away, comes back out to neutral ice. Racing for it there, P.J. Rochford trying to bang it ahead on the wing. It comes to O'Shea to Service. Service has it knocked away, and it's dumped down the ice. That'll be an icing call against the Panthers, and the Raiders will have a face-off in Pittsford territory, leading it 2-0 on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard.
I think Pittsburgh expected to see 2 lines. They didn't expect to see 4 or 3 lines. They didn't expect to see 4 lines. And the Raiders' philosophy here is we know they're going to skate 2, only 4 defensemen. Let's get right on them in a hurry. And they are. I'll tell you, the Pittsburgh defense, they've cocked the puck up a half dozen times in their own end here in this first period, early going.
2-0. Messina right off the face-off shot right on. Save made. And the Panthers move it across the blue line out to neutral ice. Into the Messina zone. Janicki, he's bodied off the puck. Dion picks it up, flips it on the wing. It bounces to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Kept in there. Now it does bounce out to center ice. Dumped right back in. Delay offsides on Pittsford. They clear the zone. Messina with the puck. P.J. Rochford. Courier. Courier to Service. Here comes Seth. Takes it right down the middle. Here's Seth with it, trying to slide it through. Hit a leg, and back the other way comes Sealfon. Ross Sealfon trying to make his move. He's taken out of the play by Kerwin. Joy picks up the loose puck. That's the way you're supposed to do it, is it not, Coach?
Textbook.
Back into the zone. It's Walling with it on defense for Pittsburgh, trying to flip it ahead to his partner. He misplays it, but the puck trickles out to neutral ice. Joy bangs it off the boards to Weiskopf. Weiskopf flips it ahead to McLean, just crosses the blue line, bounces right back out to center ice. Here's a chance for Ross Sealfon. He circles back in his own end, looks up ice, hits the guy breaking. That's DeMarzo. His shot, he fired it wide. There may have been a save. Was there a save on that?
Yes, there was. Josh DeMarzo with a 45-foot shot going left to right. Cranked one along the ice, and Luca Richards had to make a good save. Pad save with the right leg, and the rebound deflected, or the puck deflected up over the glass. Face off to the left of Richards.
Here comes Adam Blaze out there to take the face off. Now, wait a minute here. What do we got? We got we got Blaze, Spanberg, and we'll pick it up in a moment as the puck goes out to center ice. Picked up there. And DeRosie's out there, too. Here's Spanberg. Oh, he just got railed. The puck back the other way. To the Messina line. DeRosie dumps it ahead. Dumped right back in the zone. DeRosie's out there with Charlie Durant playing defense. Spanberg, David, and that's Adam Blaze. Here comes Blaze with a puck. Gathers it in, takes it down the left side. He's got David cruising, centers it. It bounces free. Spanberg takes a whack at it. Comes to DeRosie. DeRosie bangs it right through, but it's knocked down by a leg in the slot. Now David digs for it. He's got the puck, flips it in the corner. Going after it there is Dave really loses. Spanberg trying to center, knocked away by defenseman Galea. Around the boards, Durant keeps it in. Flips it behind the net. Corey David. Here's David, stick handling. Looks, centers it, but it's knocked away. Out to the blue line. Durant keeps it in nicely. Top of the circle. Spanberg can't come up with it. It's flipped back and out to center ice and down the ice into the Messina zone. And here comes Charlie Durant. Durant looking for the wing. Here's Spanberg racing for it. He can't come up with it. A little bit too far as it was deflected by, that's Lapointe, I think. Now the puck along the boards. Lapointe gets a piece of it, takes it across. Here's Lapointe. Takes it wide, the shot, deflected, goes into the corner. Bangs off the boards. Dion pinches in, keeps it in, rides the puck board, flips to corner. Here comes Mike Lapointe, gets tripped up, stays with it. He's on his back, now on his stomach. He fights for the puck along with Pribble, and finally it's picked up there by Archer, the defenseman. He bangs it out to center ice. Here comes Viscardi across the blue line, a shot, save made, rebound, cleared into the corner by Dion nicely. Puck bounces in front, backhander, and a save made again by goaltender Luca Richards. Along the boards, a little pressure now by Pittsford. Puck in the corner, they still have it in the Messina zone. Bounces free in front, and it's going to be P.J. Rochford. Here comes Rochford, leading the attack, gets by 1, by 2, finally gets knocked down, and the puck bounces into the corner. Matt Archer picking it up. Raiders lead it on a score of 2-0 on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard as it trickles back into the Messina zone. Dion back to pick it up. Mike Dion looking for his wing, gets it back again, looking for his wing again. Courier bounces away, kept in at the point. Back in the corner it goes. Frank Joy with it. Joy has the puck poked away. Picked up there by the Panthers. They center, they got a guy in front, but it bounces away from him. The puck's still free. And finally, it's Courier who overskates. Here's a shot blocked in front by Mike Dion, and a good play. Raiders had a couple of chances to clear, and they haven't done it yet. Puck trickled along the boards. Joy, he's going to wrap it around to Courier on the other side. Courier picks up the loose puck, Flips it ahead for Dion. Dion moving it, set service. Here's service, knocked away. Back to the Messina line. Joy kind of fan on the clearing pass. The puck bounces in front. Here's a shot. Luca Richards covered the corner nicely, makes the save. Puck bounces out to neutral ice. Dump back in the zone. Picked up there by Mike Dion. Dion's headman pass. And Courier's going to dump it deep in Pittsburgh territory. Puck in behind the net. DeHaan around the boards it goes. And he dumps it down the ice. I don't know if it's going to go far enough for icing. Nope. Yes, it did. It just barely crawled across the line before Ryan Kerwin got there. The icing call was made, and the faceoff will move back inside Pittsburgh territory. Down to 4:52 left in the first period. 2-0 Messina on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard.
Two good scoring opportunities by Pittsburgh. The last one by their leader, number 16, Ross Sealfont. Stole the puck off the Raider defenseman, turnover, but Luca Richards holding tight on that short side came up with a big save.
Off the faceoff, Weiskopf's line out for Messina. Puck dumped down the ice again by Pittsburgh. Here's a foot race for it, Viscardi and Kerwin. And Viscardi taken out of the play by Kerwin. The puck sits for Joy. Here's Frank Joy with it. Headman pass to Heath McLean. Messina 3-on-2. McLean busting down the wing, winds it up and bangs it off the defenseman in the corner, Weiskopf. Here's Joey Weiskopf circling. Weiskopf centering pass in front. And service is shot. He bangs at it, gets knocked down. He was deep. The puck's still free. And finally, it's cleared into the corner. Comes around the boards and bounces out to center ice. Kerwin with it. Poke checked away. Here's an opportunity for Janicki. Bus in right side shot. Score! And Janicki makes it a 2-1 game. As defenseman Frankie Joy gambled and lost that time as he pinched in and Janicki poked it by him.
Well, the Raiders got burnt that time. They just avoided an arrow a second ago when Sealfont had a Raider turnover and Luca Richards came up with a big save. That time, Janicki, you mentioned him before, he got 4 goals yesterday. He's only a junior. Same thing, turnover inside the blue line, and Janicki jumped on it, came down that right side, and came in a fairly good angle and put one up high in under the crossbar over Luca Richards' left shoulder. Just prior to that, back at the other end, Scotty Service had a chance to put the Raiders up 3-0. A great setup by Joey Weiskopf.
Off the faceoff, puck just inside the Messina zone. Here's another chance in front, shot, save, and the puck goes in behind the net. That was Sealfont, and Luca Richards is going to jump on it and hold on for the faceoff as Sealfont busted down the left side.
They're quick. The 2 lines that they use are very quick, but again, only going 2 lines, and I just think the Raiders are going to wear down this Pittsburgh defense. When they get it up into that end and put that forecheck on, I'll tell you, the Pittsburgh defense just wants to get rid of it in a hurry, and they've had some grievous turnovers. But Pittsburgh, good club, took advantage of that Raider turnover and capitalized and got back in this hockey game.
Sealfont will face off against Jason Converse in the Messina zone. Face off right side of Luca Richards. We're still waiting for the face-off.
The goal was unassisted by Janicki.
Off the draw, back to the point. Here's a shot. Bounces wide. Comes to Spanberg, and Josh gathers it in. Overskates it, then kicks it ahead. Kicks it ahead again, knocked away. Back comes Pittsford into the Messina zone. That's Sealfont, dumping it in the corner. Dion picking it up, wraps it around the boards for Spanberg. Spanberg bangs away at it, can't clear the zone. Comes back to him again. This time he flips it ahead to Corey David. David looking. Converse backhands it in the zone of Pittsford. In behind the net is DeHaan. Wraps it around the boards. Corey David steps in front of it, trying to keep it in. He can't. Back out to neutral ice is Adam Blaze. Flips it back in the zone, back out again. It comes to Ross Sealfont, and there's going to be a penalty on Adam Blaze. As Blaze got his stick up a little high on Sealfont, and he's going to get called for high sticking, I'm sure.
Or hooking. Either one. He had the stick up high up underneath the armpit, right in the center ice in the view of everyone. And no question, deserved the penalty and brought the Pittsburgh player down. Pittsburgh, I don't have any stats on their power play, but I know Coach Kirshner said it's been very successful this year. The specialty teams will take a look at it. Again, the 2 lines up front of Sealfont, Reilly, and DeMarzo, and Sullivan, Viscardi, and Janicki, they can go. They really can motor.
They've got some good forwards on this team. It's going to be Sullivan taking the face-off. Mike Lapointe out there along with Jamie Courier. Janicki with the puck. He's got the goal. He dumps it deep in Messina territory. Richards to stop it behind the net for Messina. Leaves it for Joy. Joy has the puck knocked away. In the corner, they bang for it. Joy doesn't know where it is. Hits the side of the net. Now the puck around the other way. That's DeMarzo back to the blue line. Here's the drive. Score! From the point. And that may have been deflected in front. The shot taken by Matt Archer, but that ties things up here with 2:53 left in the first period.
I don't think that hit a thing, Jerry. I think Archer, just a booming shot from the left point. Great feedback there. I think it was Sealfon who dug the puck out from behind the net. Looked in the front. He didn't see anybody in the slot area. Put it back to the point. And Archer, a big defenseman, he cranked up a shot. I'll tell you, it was just a rising cannon. And I don't think Luca Richards ever saw it till he heard it hit the back of the net up over his left shoulder. We'll wait till the announcement. I don't think it hit anything.
Yeah, it is Archer getting the goal. And Coach Kirchner, what's his name? Kirchner told me that they had some excellent scoring from the blue line. And that was a great shot. So it's 2-2 tie now after Messina jumped out. Pittsford has come back and tied things up. Still in the first period. Here comes Pittsford again, just dumping into the Messina zone. Puck in behind the net for Frank Joy. Joy drops it to Kerwin. Ryan Kerwin. He's got Corey David on the wing. Feeds it to David. David, long headman pass. Spanberg. He's got Spanberg breaking in, gets by the D, and then gets hauled down. Oh, the Messina crowd calling for a penalty. They're not going to get it. And right back comes Pittsford with a 2-on-1. Here's Sealfon. Makes the move in front. Backhander. Fired it wide. And the Messina defenseman just got back to bother him enough to throw his shot off. Still, here's a shot from the point. Save made. Puck sits in front. They bang at it. It comes clear into the corner. And David picks it up. Corey David. Headman pass for Spanberg again. Spanberg gets taken into the boards. Puck comes free to Archer. Archer back across the blue line. Knocked away. Bangs it in the corner. He'll chase it down. Here's Archer. Spanberg takes him out of the play. Puck in behind him. Archer digging for it. They try to center it. Spanberg's got it. Flips it around the boards, but it's going to be Archer again trying to center. Spanberg knocks that one down, picks it up. Here's Spanberg lifting it. Gets it out of the zone. We're going to have closing your hand on the puck against the Pittsburgh Panthers, and that'll move the faceoff outside the zone.
The Raiders were one shot away from putting this club away early, 2-0, and had a great setup. Weisskopf setting up Scotty Service down there, and DeBello came up with a save. And since then, the Panthers have had the Raiders on their heels, and Sealfon almost had to put them ahead 3-2 just a second ago.
P.J. Rochford ahead to Dion. Dion moving on the wing. Back in the zone, though, off a skate, and coming back after it, P.J. He drops it to Dion. Dion ahead to Blaze. Blaze trying to poke it out of the zone. He doesn't. Puck sits in front, but Mike Lapointe is there to pick it up and start it out. Mike Lapointe, headman pass to Pribble. Poke checked away. Pribble comes back, flips it in the zone. In the corner, Blaze gets a piece of it. Knocked it down momentarily, but now it's back out to neutral ice. And the Panthers just dump it. They want a line change. In behind the net. Picked up by P.J. Rochford. 2-2 tie hockey game. We're into the final minute of the first period. Puck dumped to the Messina line. Dion will have to come back after it in the corner. And I think they called an icing. And that'll move the faceoff back inside Pittsburgh territory. 50 seconds left in the first period. And on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard, it's Messina 2, Pittsford 2.
And those two goals for the Panthers coming in a minute and 18 seconds. 10:49, Janicki unassisted, and at 12:07, Archer from the point. And it wasn't number 16, Sealfon, it was Wallings who fed him the puck back there. But anyway, that power play is effective. Coach Kirchner said it was strong, and they showed it on that only opportunity. It didn't take them long after that penalty. 11:43 and 24 seconds later.
Seth Service takes the faceoff. It's won by the Pittsburgh Panthers. Courier throws a check behind the net. Picked up there and around the boards. It's controlled by Pittsburgh. They'll move it out to neutral ice. Back checking. The puck kicked in the zone. Here's Frank Joy with it. Circles in behind his own net. Rips it around the boards for Courier. Courier, headman on the stick of Service. He's got O'Shea with him. Flips it by one. Here comes Service in front to O'Shea, and he can't get the stick on the puck. Great opportunity. Here's O'Shea in the corner to Courier. Jamie Courier behind the net. He and Archer go together. Archer comes away with the puck. Archer lifts it high in the air, bounces all the way back in the Messina zone, but not far enough for icing. 8 seconds left in the period. We have a whistle. Behind the play. Oh, that was an icing? No, that was a penalty, wasn't it?
Well, I'm not sure. They had a couple theatrics back here. I think some of the Pittsburgh players, the box is opening up. It's going to be a holding call. Possibly, yeah, it's going to be on Pittsburgh. We had one scenario over in the corner. Number 7, that's Pierre Sullivan, who had a hold of Timmy O'Shea. On the other side, you had Archer, who had been checked into the boards, and he took a dive and was laying on the ice like he was mortally wounded. And the official just looked at him and said, "Son, that might win you an Academy Award, but it's not going to get you to draw a penalty. It was just a good, clean check." But the Raiders are going to go on a power play. It's going to be a holding call against Sullivan.
7 seconds left in the period. 2-2 tie hockey game. Messina and Pittsford. Raiders jumped out on top 2-0 early, but the Panthers have come back with a couple of goals, including a power play goal. But now the Raiders will go on the power play. They'll have almost a full power play to start the second period, assuming they don't score in 7 seconds.
And the Raiders, for that 2 or 3 minutes, were really rocked back on their heels. After that first Pittsford goal, I'll tell you, the Panthers swarmed all over them.
Corey David will take the face-off against Sealfon. Off the draw, LaPointe with it. He just bangs it to the blue line. That'll take care of it right there. And so the first period ends. Tie hockey game, 2-2, Messina and Pittsford. Our broadcast on WMSA brought to you by Messina Savings and Loan at 121 Main Street in Messina. Also by Reynolds Metals, St. Lawrence Reduction Plant. Working together, their quality shines through. By Mahoney's Auto Mall, Potsdam Canton Road in Potsdam, Messina Travel, 199 East Orvis Street in Messina. By the One Stop Shop, Smith's Meat Market, 31 Willow Street in Messina. By the men and women of Alcoa's Messina operations. Also by Tiffany's Restaurant, 46 Main Street, downtown Messina. Hahn Welding Supply, located on Route 56, just outside Messina. Kentucky Fried Chicken, 232 Main Street, Messina. Ray Hurlbut Tent Rental, phone 764-0376 in Louisville. And the North Country Savings Bank, 22 Phillip Street, Messina, among the sponsors bringing you the state championship game on WMSA. Again, it's Messina 2 and Pittsford 2, and 2 very different games in one period.
That's exactly right. It looked like the Raiders were going to blow them right out the door within 9 seconds. Messina on the board. Puck was dropped at center ice. Jason Converse tapped it to his left. Josh Bamberg, playing that left wing, broke from the red line, picked up the puck, raced down that left side, drew the defenseman over into the corner, and just Corey David came from his right side in the slot area. Spanberg fed him a backhand pass. David on the backhand, didn't have a lot of room, pretty tough angle, and young Mr. DeBella, Scott DeBella, only a freshman, I don't think played it very well. David backhanded one up under the far side, up over the left shoulder of DeBella. In 9 seconds, Messina 1-0, I'll tell you, and Pittsburgh really were hanging their head. And then bingo, just about 3 minutes and 2 minutes and 57 seconds later, with the Raiders' 4th unit, which probably was a surprise out there, and I probably Coach Long's philosophy, they're going to go with 2 lines. We're going to skate him into the ground. We'll go with 4 right here, especially in this first period. Come out flying the Weisskopf line. That Weisskopf is like a water bug. He's fast and quick, and he's really motoring out here tonight. All over the Pittsford team, and good forechecking by Weisskopf. He didn't pick up an assist, but he made the Pittsford defender cop the puck up, and Scotty Service picked it up, and from about 35 feet through a maze of players, and you and I both thought it hit something in front, maybe Heath McLean, but they gave the goal to Scotty Service. Bingo, Raiders up 2-0 at the 3:06 mark, and then had several opportunities to really seal it. And again, Scotty Service had a golden opportunity at just about the 10-minute mark, because it wasn't long after that Ken Yannicke at the 10:49 mark got Pittsford on the board with an unassisted goal. The Raiders had committed 2 turnovers in their own end, and the first one, Richards saved the bacon, stayed on the short side when he robbed Sealfont, but he wasn't able to do the trick on Yannick. He picked up a loose puck inside the Raider blue line on the right side, came in on would be Luca Richards' left, and he fired a bullet up just underneath the crossbar, came in and out, but the official right on the spot, and he had a signal. And then at the 12:07 mark, a little over a minute later, Adam Blaze in the penalty box for hooking. The Panthers tied it up. Puck gained the zone in behind the net, and it was Greg Wallings. I thought it was Sealfont, but Wallings in behind the net, circle, looked for somebody in the slot area, couldn't find anyone, looked back to the point, Big Matt Archer on the left point, and I'll tell you, he just drilled a cannon through everybody, and Richards never saw that one at all. And 12:07, and boy, for those 2 or 3 minutes after that, the Raiders were really back on their heels.
So the period ends, 2-2 tie hockey game. Saves in the period for Luca Richards. He had 6. For Pittsford goaltender Scott DeBella, he had 4. So right now, Pittsford out shooting Messina 8-6 through one period. As you mentioned, penalty to Messina. It cost the Raiders. Adam Blaze at 11:43 for hooking. A power play goal scored while he was in the box. And then at 14:53, just 7 seconds left in the period, Pierce Sullivan picked up a holding call for Pittsford. So the Raiders will be on the power play to start the second period. So again, it's a 2-2 tie hockey game with 30 minutes to go in the New York State Division I High School Championship. Broadcast brought to you by Paris Environmental Control Corporation on the Winthrop Road, Messina, by the Village Engraver at 80 Parker Avenue in Messina, by Coca-Cola Bottling.
What was it, 7-1 last
7-1 last night, yeah. Yeah, Yannicki, I think, had 4 goals in that game, and was it DeMarzo had 3?
DeMarzo had 3, Yannicki 4, and Josh DeMarzo 3. A young club, we mentioned, only 4 seniors, 7 juniors and 4 sophomores on this club, 7 freshmen and a couple of 8th graders, but it's a combination of 2 schools, something like the Greece thing. Well, Greece combines 4, the Pittsburgh club, 2 high schools. And for those wondering where Pittsford is, if somebody doesn't know, it's just outside. It's a suburb of Rochester in western New York. And good young program, young, aggressive coaching staff, very enthused. And they were somewhat leery. They had seen Messina play and had a scouting report. And I think that they're very pleased to be tied here at the end, and deservingly so, down 2-0 to come back the way they did.
Again, like you said, the Raiders, had they scored that 3rd goal, and they had several chances to do it, it may be a different game entirely.
Yeah, again, putting the additional pressure on that young goaltender, only a freshman, and again, he could be super, but to step in, this is a state championship, all the pressure from the community and the media and things like that, knowing that, hey, we may not get here again, this is our big opportunity, only a freshman, and then having the opposition score on you 9 seconds, that's enough to really kick in a big kick in the solar plexus. But one more, I think you just had that feeling. If they would have got that 3rd one, they had a couple of good opportunities. Adam Blaze was sent in by Mike LaPointe, and he backhanded one wide. He had DeBella down and out of position, and then Scotty Service, Weiskopf set him up, and he just rattled one right into DeBella's pads. And just after that, Pittsburgh got their first goal. So those are little things, but very interesting and entertaining first period of hockey.
So we're no closer to settling things, except maybe we're 15 minutes closer. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But we're getting ready to go into the second period. Raiders will start out with a power play, and almost a full power play, a minute 23 of power play, as sitting in the box, Pierce Sullivan picked up a penalty with 7 seconds left in the first period. So the Raiders will try to get a power play going here and do something on theirs. They've given up a power play goal in the first period.
We mentioned the officials out of Section 3, and again, they had a nice little conversation before the game with my friend and former player of mine who worked the Messina Oswego game, Brian Groh. He was coming back from Middlebury and worked the Middlebury-Plattsburgh State Series over there in Division III hockey, and he lives in the Rochester area. Stopped in to see this game, and Brian says hello to all his friends and family back in Messina, especially to his buddy Mark Reagan. He said, say hello to Mark. I'm sure he'll be listening.
Okay, we also want to say hello to some more grandparents. Annie McDonald and Joe and Sarah David, Corey David's grandparents, who are home listening to the game. Also, Jamie Courier's Nan and Pup. Want to say hello to them. And Justin Walsh's grandma and Grampy Leo. Set Services grandma Helen.
And Grandpa Leo has a son who was Justin's uncle, an outstanding hockey player. Dickie Leo played at St. Lawrence.
Yes, indeed. Jason Converse, Martha Converse, and Lyle and Ann Murray. And also to Adam Blaze's grandparents, or grandmother, I should say, Grandma Blaze.
And we hope that Lyle is feeling a little better. He was under the weather, I think it was the Oswego game.
That's right.
In the hospital. We hope that he's up and around.
Yes, indeed. Also want to take a moment here to wish a happy 40th birthday. Can you believe it? Jimmy Martin is 40 today.
40. That's
old.
It depends on where you're standing on that one.
I guess that's true. Corey David out there centering the power play unit. Les Pribble and Josh Panberg, Mike LaPointe, and Frank Joy. Off the faceoff, puck deep in the territory of Pittsford. Back to pick it up is Archer, the defenseman. He tries around the boards with it. Stolen away by Pribble, knocked away from him, and the puck cleared to the blue line, but not out. LaPointe back by the blue line, goes to Joy, back to LaPointe, back to Joy. Joy over to Spanberg. Back to Joy. Joy shot deflected right on. Save made. They bang at it. Puck free. Spanberg whacks at it. Another save made by DeBella. Joy pinches in, keeps it in the corner, goes to David. David to Spanberg, right back to David. He tries to center it, and it's knocked in behind the net. Pribble fell over a broken stick. The puck poked away, comes to David, in behind. Now to Pribble. Here's Pribble to Spanberg. Josh with the puck, goes back to the point. Frank Joy, back to Spanberg. Spanberg trying to center, it goes off a leg, and Pittsford is going to clear the puck out to the neutral zone. Here's Joy with it, banging it ahead for Lapointe. Now Spanberg, as Lapointe gets tied up in front of the penalty box, they bang at it. Spanberg gets a piece of it, finally comes to Corey David. Down to 18 seconds in the power play. Here's Spanberg across the blue line. He gets whacked at, slides it in front, but it's knocked away and out to center ice. Spanberg, he touched the puck, but Joy knocked it down with a high stick. And I thought that it looked like Pittsford touched it in between, but not the case. And down the ice it'll go and face off in the Messina zone with 9 seconds left in the power play.
Raiders were arguing that, but I agree with officials. I don't think he did. As a Pittsburgh player went to touch it, the Raider player lifted his stick. And Pittsburgh was actually down 2 men. Archer lost his stick and was playing without one, so the Raiders down had a 2-man advantage, and smartly DeBello gave Archer his goal stick. Very smart move by the young goaltender.
Face off in the zone of Messina. Off the draw to the blue line, but not out. Backhanded in the corner. It's Mike Dion picking it up. And we're down to back to even Steven. Here comes Blaze with it, knocked away. Comes back to the Messina line. Mike Dion is there. Dion drops it over to P.J. Rochford. Rochford up along the boards. Poke checked away again. Dion loses it at the blue line. Here's an opportunity in front. The shot. Save made on the shot by Viscardi. And a good save made by Luca Richards. Viscardi didn't get much wood on it, but nonetheless it was right on. The puck bounces back into the Messina zone. In behind the net is P.J. Rochford. Backhands it, actually hit the side of the net with it. Adam Blaze comes back for it. Knocks it over to Dion. Dion looks up ice. Headman pass. Here comes Heath McLean. Knocked away and up into the penalty box.
Again, Coach Kirshner said his special teams were strong. The Raiders, a potent power play coming into the game. Today's game, scoring on 23 of 97 power play chances for almost 24%, which is very good. Didn't have a good, real good opportunity. One shot from the point by Frankie Joy that Corey David deflected in front, but Davila able to make the save.
Face off just outside of the Pittsford zone. Sealfon will draw against Converse. Off the face-off, Corey David pokes it in the zone, knocked away into the corner. Converse after it. To David. Here's Corey with it, looking back to the point. Joy winds, his shot knocked down. Into the corner it goes. Picked up in front, David wraparound attempt, save made, and the puck dumped out to neutral ice. Here's Kerwin dumping it right back in. And what do we got? Icing, apparently.
Yeah, just he was about a foot over the red line, and again, the official right on the spot. Face-off will be to the right of Richards. The Raiders are defending the east end, which is to our right. We're located our broadcast booth high above center ice on the south side.
Converse will face it off against Sealfon in the Messina zone. Sealfon out there with Reilly and DeMarzo. 2-2 tie hockey game. Off the face-off, back to the point. Here's a drive knocked down, bounces out to neutral ice. And Spanberg trying to come up with it. And it's right back in. Sealfon takes it across, circles around, dipsy doodling. He's still got it, slides it right in front. Here's the chance and the shot. Save made, rebound, cleared into the corner. Spanberg, headman pass. David gets a stick on it, trying to chase it down. Archer can't clear the zone. There's a race for it. Getting back, though, to pick it up and knock it out to center ice is Pittsford. Messina dumping back in the zone. And now there's pushing and shoving going on. And the Pittsford player has got Converse down. And I don't know if they're going to call matching minors or not. That's, let's see, that's the defenseman Walling. He and Converse were both down on the ice. And I think they're both going to get the gate.
And Walling, just a second ago, had a glorious opportunity to put Pittsford up by a goal. He jumped down from the right point when Sealfon did a lot of fancy dipsy doodling on the left side, drew all Raiders to him just like a magnet. He threw it across diagonally. Walling jumped down from the right point, walked right in on Luca Richards, and Richards outweighted him, made Walling make the first move, and Walling shot it right at him. But good job by Luca Richards, holding his ground and making Walling commit himself first.
Holding and holding the calls on Converse and Walling. And off the faceoff, puck sits at the blue line of Pittsford. Back out to neutral ice. Right back into Pittsford zone. They control. That's DeHaan. Moving it around on the other side to Galea. Galea from the red line. Ooh, his shot is blocked. Now a puck comes back in the zone. There's a foot race for it, and Pittsford gets there first as Kerwin tried to come up with it and couldn't. Now here comes Pittsford. It's Pierce Sullivan across the blue line. We got a penalty on
Messina.
A holding call on Corey David, I believe.
Yeah, that was a delayed call. He put the clutch right on the Pittsford player, right at the blue line. Could have called him holding, interference, whatever. Had several options, but really sent him flying, and official right on the spot. And that potent Pittsford power play, that's a mouthful to say, but they were tough on that first opportunity. Let's see what they do here.
We're going to have Adam Blaze out there with Josh Spanberg, Dion, and wait a minute, they're going to go 4-on-3 apparently.
Yeah, Raiders got 2 men in the box.
Normally they don't, though, if there's already time on the clock, right?
But there was only one.
Okay, gotcha. So 4-on-3, here's a shot knocked down, goes into the corner, short side opportunity. It bounces free to Spanberg. He can't clear the zone. Here's a shot, nice save. That may have hit the post. Puck in the corner, Dion whacks at it. Back to the blue line it comes. That's Archer with it. His shot goes wide. Bounces all the way back to the other point. That's Galea flipping in the corner for Sealfon. Sealfon out by the blue line. Dipsy doodles. Spanberg on him. Knocks it away. Sealfon gets it back. Goes over to the other point. Here's the drive by Archer, and it's blocked by Adam Blaze. Puck still in the zone, though. It comes in front, and it's knocked away. And I'll tell you what, Dion kind of mishandled it, but he made a good play to poke it away, and the Raiders clear it down the ice with 43 seconds left in the power play.
What a great play by Adam Blaze.
Here comes DeMarzo across the blue line. Rochford on him. DeMarzo has it knocked away, gets it back to the blue line. And Mike Lapointe trying to get the guy away. He can't do it. Puck bounces in the slot. They've got a chance in front. The shot, they score! That's going to be Janicki getting his second goal of the game. And Messina again had a chance to clear and didn't.
Just a great setup. I'm trying to. Janicki's going to get the goal, and we'll see if it might be Sullivan who'll pick up the assist, but it was just a good hard hustle. The Raiders had a couple opportunities, but that quickness of Pittsburgh all over them. The defensemen staying on the blue line, gambling, and they won that gamble, able to keep the puck in, and they knocked it down to the left corner. I think it was Sullivan. I'm not sure. We'll wait till the announcement, but down to the right of Richards, and he came out of the corner and fed Janicki, was standing all alone to the left of Richards, right on his stick, and Janicki made no mistake.
3-2 Pittsford. The Raiders scored 2 goals early, but Pittsford has come back with 3 straight, 2 on the power play. And it is a 3-2 Pittsford lead here on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Puck bounces back into the Pittsford zone. Panthers control and move it out to center, and not quite. Kept in there by Les Pribble. He dumps it into the corner. Now it's cleared back out to neutral ice and trickles into the Messina zone. Joy racing in after it. Frankie Joy with a puck. Takes it right side. Looks up ice. No, he's going to take it himself. Now he flips it ahead to Pribble. Pribble has to get away from him. Picked up by the defense. That's Walling. Walling's headman pass comes to Janicki. Janicki trying to center it. And Joy trying to poke check. Couldn't come up with it, but it does bounce free. And Messina breaks. Here comes Mike Lapointe. Lapointe 1-on-3. Now he takes it across. He's got Pribble with him. He's going to shoot it. Oh, he didn't miss by much. Puck bounces back to the point, kept in there. It comes free, and finally it's picked up by the Pitt Panthers, and down the ice they flip it. Picked up by Joy at the Messina blue line. Joy flipping over to Kerwin. Ryan Kerwin from the blue line. His shot right on. Save made. Puck in front. Courier can't get the shot up. Comes bouncing in front. O'Shea, rebound. They bang at it. Puck still free. And Messina had 3 or 4 big chances. Now here's O'Shea. O'Shea gets hauled down. And the bouncing puck in the corner. And where is it? It's still free to the blue line and bounced down the ice. Messina with 4 or 5 excellent opportunities. And finally, Pittsford ices the puck.
I don't know how they kept that one out. 4 or 5 excellent opportunities. DeBella down, pushed back in the net. There were about 3 guys in the crease, and the Raiders had several good opportunities and just could not get it by DeBella. I'll tell you, the crowd got back into it, but they have been taken, and this crowd is predominantly a Messina crowd, large contingent from Messina, just taken right out of this game with those 3 quick goals.
Sealfon will face it off against Courier. Off the draw, McLean whacks at it, bounces it through the middle, but it's picked up there on the defense. And actually, that's Janicki. He drops it back to his point man, Galea, in the corner. Courier throws a check on him. Now it's Dion pinching it in. Flips it in behind the net again. It'll come around on the other side to Matt Archer. Archer trying to clear the zone. Hit a stick that's on the ice. After it is Archer again. He's taken out of the play. McLean throws a check. Courier in there. The puck is underneath the Pittsford player, Archer, and we'll have a face-off inside Pittsford territory.
That goal, go-ahead goal for Pittsford is second of the afternoon at the 4:31 mark. Ken Yannicke, and it wasn't Sullivan. I saw the 7 before he was mobbed. It was actually 17. Josh DeMarzo and Archer, Matt Archer, going to pick up the assist. But a great setup by DeMarzo, and Yannicke knows what to do with it. He made no mistake.
It's going to be Jason Converse to face off the draw. Here comes Pittsford out to neutral ice. They still have the puck. Into the zone it goes. Dumped in behind the net. Picked up by P.J. Rochford. That was Galea on the rush, the defenseman. Rochford with a puck. Lost it in front, then moves it ahead. Spanberg. Josh building up the head of steam. Here comes Spanberg. Right down the middle. Gets by one and taken out of the play before he get by the second. And back the other way comes Pittsford. Down the ice it's Sealfon. Sealfon across the blue line. Takes it right down the middle. Here's the shot. And I think that hit the post. As the sea kind of parted there. Now the puck in behind. Picked up by DeMarzo. Looking to center, but it's going to come to Corey David. David doesn't clear the zone. Here's a shot in behind the net again. And P.J. Rochford picks it up. Bangs it off the boards and down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Messina. Raiders looking a little ragged right now.
Ross Sealfont, whose dad was the guy who started the Suffern High School hockey program quite a few years ago, got a club team going. He just is a terror out there, and I'll tell you, Luca Richards thought that one was in because he looked behind him. Sealfont coming in on the off wing, a backhander going, looking that small corner on the short side, and it did hit the crossbar.
Face-off right side. Adam Blaze will take the draw against Pierce Sullivan. Off the face-off, Blaze flips it in the corner. Goes to Joy. Joy behind the net for the Raiders, picking up the puck. Here's Joy. Around to Kerwin. Kerwin looking to back to Joy. Little forecheck pressure here by Pittsford. Joy's going to start it out. Frank Joy moves it ahead for Blaze. Overskates it. Dump back to the Messina line. Right there is Pittsford picking it up. Here comes Yannicke again across the blue line. Knocked off the puck. Still gets a backhander across the goal mouth, but nobody there, and the puck trickles into the corner. Picked up by Blaze. Blaze, backhand pass to Mike Lapointe. Lapointe trying to flip it back to Blaze. He's ridden into the boards. Actually, the checker got the worst of that one. That was, let me see here, Kevin DeHaan, and he went head first into the boards, and he takes his helmet off. He is hurting right now.
He got the helmet off. I don't know if it's a shoulder or if it's the wind or what, but he's in quite a bit of discomfort. And one of the amazing things is that Pittsford has only gone with 2 lines. I haven't seen the third unit yet in this game, and at this stage right now, they're beating the Raiders to the puck, which has surprised me. It's just how that momentum shifts. You're up 2-0. The next thing you know, you're down by a goal, and that can take a lot of momentum right out of you and make those legs a lot tireder than what they normally are. And the Raiders need something to generate a spark here to get something going, because right now Pittsburgh is taking the game to them.
That was DeHaan who was injured, but he's okay. He's up and off the ice now. As he tried to check Mike Lapointe, and Mike sidestepped it, he went head first into the boards. Adam Blaze will face off against Ross Sealfon. Sealfon out there with DeMarzo and Reilly. Off the draw, Blaze trying to move it through. Kicks it across the blue line, has it poked away. Joy dumps it right back in the zone, right back out again. Joy again flips it ahead for Blaze, and Blaze dumps it in behind the net. Puck around the boards. Here's Les Pribble with it. Pribble trying to stick handle, has it taken away by Reilly. Puck to the blue line. Kerwin's shot goes wide. Bounces into the 45, and Mike Lapointe back to the point. Here's Lapointe getting it back. Fires it across the goal mouth. Pribble trying to come up with it there. Has it knocked away. Comes back to Kerwin. Here's Kerwin winding up, faking the shot. Rips it in behind for Pribble. Pribble behind the net. Moving it around to the dot. Here's Pribble. Dropping it in the corner for Mike Lapointe. Lapointe and Archer go together. The puck comes to Archer. He kicks it free, and it's going to go to Reilly on the other side. Messina putting some pressure on, almost stealing his Blaze. Bouncing puck in front of the net. In the slot, Lapointe whacks at it. Blaze whacks at it. Puck sits there. Oh, the puck was free, and the whistle blew. I guess the official lost sight of it.
He lost sight of it. There was Pittsburgh, that line of Blaze, Pribble, and LaPointe has decided to put some spark in this Raider club. Just an excellent shift out there. They had Pittsford hemmed in. Pittsford had a chance to clear the zone. Big number 9, Archer, but he fanned on the puck, and then number 20 gave it away, and the Raiders came within a whisker tying that up.
Now it's going to be Courier out there with McLean and O'Shea. Off the face-off. McLean whacks at it in the circle. Comes up with a puck in the corner. McLean digging for it along with Archer. And now it's Galea. Galea moving it along the board, trying to get it to Yannicke. Yannicke tied up. Now Courier comes in to help out. Puck is apparently still free. They dig for it in the corner. Courier gets a piece of it. And finally the whistle blows. And we'll have a face-off inside Pittsford territory.
That was close to 10 seconds. You had 2 white shirts. Pittsburgh were the home team today. The Raiders wearing their traveling red uniforms. 2 red shirts, 2 white shirts in the corner, and no one could see the puck, I guess, except the official. Finally, he had enough. If it wasn't going anyplace, he blew the whistle. Face-off to the right of DeBella.
Courier will take the face-off against Sullivan. Off the draw, McLean trying to go back to the point. It's intercepted. Out to neutral ice. P.J. Rochford off the boards. Knocked in the zone by Heath McLean. In behind is Galea. Wraps it around the boards. And it's going to all the way down the ice. And an icing will be called against the Panthers.
Again, as things change so quickly, the Pittsburgh club on the attack for the most part of this second period. All of a sudden, the Raiders have regained their wind, regained their legs, taking it right to Pittsburgh, and they're having trouble clearing the zone and resorting to just dumping it out of there, which is good. If you're not sure and you're under attack, don't be afraid of taking the icing.
5.5 left in the second period. 3-2 the score. Pittsford on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Off the draw. Puck sits in the circle. Spanberg, Corey David couldn't come up with it. It comes bouncing free. Picked up by DeMarzo. Around the boards, Joy keeps it in for David behind the net. Corey goes to Converse. Jason steps to the circle. Looks in the corner. Goes to David. David gets tied up. The puck comes free. And it's picked up there and dumped to the blue line by Matt Archer. Archer flips it ahead to the Messina line, poked in the zone, comes to Joy. Joy to an open wing. Converse flips it ahead, doesn't clear the zone though, and it's knocked back in the corner. Ryan Kerwin looking up ice. He's got Converse. Converse looking to headman it. Here's Converse, he's going to dump it instead, and dumps it in the zone. Spanberg chasing in after it, looks to center, has it knocked away. Corey David in the corner, picks it up in front. Converse can't get the shot off. The puck comes free in the corner. Back to the point. Joy winds up, shot deflected right on, and the save made, and a good one by DeBella. He'll hold on for the faceoff with Corey David on the doorstep.
Great shot from the point by Frank Joy. Got through traffic. DeBella didn't know he had it because he looked behind him when that gives you the willies when you see your goaltender, but he was equal to the task. Raiders are starting now, which I think is a good move. They're dumping the puck in instead of because they want to work and tire that Pittsburgh defense because they were causing fits in the opening minutes of this game, dumping it in, getting on top of them, really putting all kinds of pressure. And then they got away from that. They're starting to do that now, dump it in and getting in and pounding that first man in there.
Mike LaPointe, Pribble, and Blaze off the face-off. Puck in the corner, Galea trying to rip it around the boards. It bounces to the blue line just across, dumped right back in, right back out again. Now it's Yannicke. He's got the puck and he can dangle. He's going to backhand it to the Messina line. Blaze is there to flip it back out to neutral ice. Bounces around, is picked up by Blaze. Headman to LaPointe. LaPointe gets checked, trying to stay with it. He's got it, centers it, and it's knocked down. Good defensive play made by Galea to break it up. He dumps it to neutral ice. P.J. Rochford, headman to Blaze. Blaze takes it across. Yannicke steals it there. Here's Yannicke, flipping it ahead to Galea. Galea moving it down the sideline. It's going to go all the way down the ice, and another icing call against Pittsburgh. 3:57 left in the second period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. It's 3-2 for the Pittsburgh Panthers over Messina.
And I'll be the most surprised guy in this rink if they can sustain that momentum, that pressure with only going 2 lines against this Messina club. But they're up to this point. That first goal gave them the spark. They do an excellent job, their forwards, on defensive zone coverage in their own end. An excellent job.
Courier out there now to take the faceoff. Courier with McLean and O'Shea. And it's going to be Sealfon's line. Off the draw, here's a quick shot. Glove save made. And a good opportunity for Timmy O'Shea. He didn't get as much wood on it as he wanted to, but he had it at net, and DeBella had to make the save.
Had Timmy O'Shea, face-off was to the right of DeBella, had him in the slot, and Courier got the draw right back in the trigger position, and he one-timed it. Not a lot on it, but again, good quick release.
You're putting the shots up on the wrong side there. I was just looking at the shot clock. Back to the point. Here's Kerwin, winds, his shot knocked down in front. And here come the Pittsburgh Panthers, Sealfon. Ross Sealfon in the zone. Sealfon trying to center in front, he's got it, bounces it free, but it's knocked away. And back the other way comes Timmy O'Shea. O'Shea with McLean and Courier. O'Shea stick handles by the defense. Here's O'Shea centering pass. And the Messina player, McLean, knocked out of the way at the last second. Puck in the corner, O'Shea with it, digging for it with Archer. Puck around the boards. Heath McLean throws a check. The puck squirts free and bounces all the way down the ice. I think somebody touched it, though, so it will not go for icing. And Kerwin has to come back after it. Still 3-2, Pittsford. Frank Joy with it. Moving it to Kerwin, back to Joy. Joy looks up ice. He's going to skate it. Here comes Joy across the red line. He dumps. Puck in behind the net. DeMarzo stops it there. Has it knocked, or I should say DeBella. Puck in the corner now, digging for it. Corey David. Spanberg in there as well. Spanberg trying to come up with it now. David whacks at it. He's got it, and his skate goes to Spanberg. Back to the blue line, but it takes a funny bounce, and it is tied up along in front of the circle. Now bounces free again. David, he gets double checked that time. Spanberg helps out. Gets it back to PJ at the point. PJ flipping it. Has it knocked away. Still keeps it in the zone. And they clear it. That's Yannicki dumping it back in the Messina zone. Joy is there to pick it up. Here's Frank Joy with it. Ahead to PJ Rochford. Rochford's headman pass. Off a leg to Spanberg. Here comes Spanberg. Takes it across. Spanberg goes by one, by two. Here's Spanberg in behind the net. Looking. Back to the point he goes. On the fly. Rochford deflected right on. Oh, great looking chance by Corey David on the deflection. In front shot. Score! Josh Spanberg as Pribble centered it to Spanberg. And Messina scores to tie this game at 3 with 2 minutes left in the second period.
I'll tell you, the Raiders have been coming on just prior to the goal. The shot from P.J. Rochford from the point, and Corey David out about 15 feet redirected it, and DeBella made a great save. The puck in behind the net, and Pribble dug the puck out of the corner and put it out to Josh Spanberg, parked right in front, and Josh didn't make any mistake. 15 feet out. Right on his stick, and he just ripped a wrist shot up over the shoulder of DeBella. And the Raiders have tied up this hockey game with 2 minutes left in the period.
There they fix the shots on net now, 13-13. Okay, so the Raiders score a goal, and that's a big goal for Messina. Joy with a puck now. Over to Kerwin. Kerwin bangs it just across the blue line, right back out again. Bounces free. Here's an opportunity, 2-on-1. And getting back is Adam Blaze doing a great job back checking. Here's Blaze with it. Flips it ahead out to neutral ice. And it comes back to DeHaan. He was the youngster injured, and we're certainly glad to see that he's okay. There's an offsides. Or actually, that's an icing again. And they're not giving him any margin at all. If they're not right to that red line, they're calling the icing.
That tying goal at the 13-minute mark, right on the button, Captain Josh Spanberg, his 25th of the year, and Les Pribble, a great assist when he dug that puck out of the corner, put it right on Spanberg's stick, and the Raiders have tied it up.
Well, they changed the shots again. Now it's 15-12 for Messina.
Well, the big one is they haven't changed that 3-3. That's the main one.
Sealfon against Blaze. Blaze kicks it back to the point. Joy, quick shot. Save made by goaltender DeBella. In the corner it goes. After it there is Really digging for it with Blaze. Flips it in behind to Kevin DeHaan. DeHaan, his pass knocked down by Lapointe. DeHaan gets it again. Flips it around the boards. Picking it up is Sealfon. Still doesn't clear the zone. Pribble keeps it in. Goes to Lapointe. Lapointe back to Pribble. There's a big maze of players. Everybody trying to come up with it. And it's still free. Trickles back out to neutral ice. Here is Kerwin dumping it right back in the zone. And it's dumped back out to the Messina line. Joy flips it ahead. Meant for Converse, knocked away. High in the air, Joy knocks it out of the air. Goes to Converse. Converse dumps it. In behind the net it goes. Bounces in behind, picked up in front, the shot right on, the save made. Corey David with a great chance in front, and finally the whistle blows as Josh Spanberg cleared the puck from behind the net, hit the goaltender with it, it fell in front of him, and David banged at it, but he didn't lift it.
Well, the goaltender didn't see the puck. Spanberg beat both the defensemen. The goaltender thought his own defense was going to clear it. Josh Spanberg darted in behind the net, and threw it out in front, and DeBella was on the short side on the pipe looking behind him. The puck is laying in front, wide open net, and Corey David was parked. I don't know how Corey missed that one, but somehow he shoveled it right into DeBella on the short side, who was looking behind the net. Oh, Pittsford narrowly dodged the bullet there.
42 seconds left in the period. On the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, we're tied at 3. Off the faceoff, Messina wins it. Dion winds up, kind of fanned on the shot. And here comes Janicki. Stick handling, then he flips it in the corner to Viscardi. Viscardi gets tied up along the boards. P.J. Rochford trying to move it ahead. He gets knocked down. Janicki's in there digging. And finally, they blow the whistle with 24 seconds left in the second period. Face-off in the Messina zone.
Good hustling club, again, going with 2 lines. And that number 16, Ross Sealfont, really shows me a lot. He's coming back out in the ice here in a second, the last 24 seconds. Last shift out, he went down, and Ryan Kerwin thought he had him pinched off. He was below the dot to the left of Richards, and he cut inside and went to the net on the backhand and almost put it in. Just a great move by Sealfont with no room to work. A lot of speed, a lot of guts, a lot of muscle.
Converse against Sealfont. Now here's a shot across the goal mouth off the face-off. Spanberg will pick it up and bang it down the ice. That'll be an icing against Messina. And with 16 seconds left, the face-off will move back in the Raiders' zone.
And dangerous area, especially with 16 out there. He won the draw, stepped through the check on that side, and backhanded one out in front. And if he would have had a wing there, someone on that side, either Reilly or DeMarzo, no one was there. It was a wide open territory. This time the face-off to the left of Luca Richards.
Adam Blaze will take the draw this time.
They've got number 12. That's a Walling in the trigger spot down at the top of the circle. We'll see what Sealfont does with it.
Blaze wins the draw, flips it to Frank Joy in behind the net. Joy gets tied up. Now Blaze digging, looking to waste a little time. Blaze, now Joy helping out. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. That's going to take care of the period right there. So the Raiders do the job to get that third goal and tie things up. We played 2 periods, and we're still no closer to settling this championship game. It's a 3-3 tie hockey game. Our broadcast this afternoon on WMSA brought to you by GM Powertrain in Messina and the UAW associates who work there. Messina Optics, 55 Main Street, downtown Messina. By the members of the CECOM Federal Credit Union with 2 locations in Messina and also in Malone and Potsdam. Homestead Dairy, West Hatfield, and the corner of North Main and Maple Street. By Messina Building Supply, 70 Water Street in Messina. Also by Bob's Bake Shop, 428 South Main Street, Messina. Walsh Equipment at 50 Burney Avenue in Messina. Coca-Cola Bottling, Outer East Orva Street in Messina. The Village Engraver at 80 Parker Avenue in Messina. Paris Environmental Control Corporation, located on the Winthrop Road. And by the North Country Savings Bank, 22 Phillip Street in Messina. Well, we've played 2 periods, and David, we're all tied up at 3.
Yeah, we couldn't get any closer or any more exciting heading into the final period of the Division I state championship with a 3-3 hockey game. And again, that was another one of those first half, maybe a little more than first half of the period that Pittsford had the Raiders back on their heels, scoring a couple of one power play goal in that period, the go-ahead goal. But the latter part of the period, Messina really taking it to Pittsford, dumping the puck in the zone, and really working on that Pittsford defense. The Panthers went ahead at the 4:31 mark on another power play. The Raiders coming into this game had just been so super, only allowing 10 power play goals and about 116 opportunities, which works out to about a 91% success rate, or the opposition just scoring 9% of their power play opportunities. But Pittsburgh scored 2 here this afternoon, and the go-ahead one at the 14:31 mark. Janicki, who was set up, great setup by DeMarzo. The Raiders were down 1 man at the time, and the puck went into the corner. Pittsburgh, the defense kept it in. Archer did a good job. He gambled on the line. Looked like the Raiders were going to clear it, but Archer stayed on the line, dumped it down in the corner, and number 17, Josh DeMarzo, jumped on it, and he fed a beautiful pass from the corner, the right corner, right out to Janicki, who was parked just off to Richards' left and didn't have a red shirt around him, and he didn't make on the stick and in the net. And Pittsford really was taking it to the Raiders at that point. The Raiders, at about, I'd say around the 9-10 minute mark, they started to really come on, got their legs back again and to start dumping the puck in and putting pressure. It finally paid off with some great work. Josh Bamberg tied it up at the 13-minute mark. Les Pribble digging the puck out of the corner to the right of DeBella, and the Pittsburgh players just left Spanberg unattended, and he put it right on his stick about 15 in front, and Josh made no mistake. Just prior to that, DeBella made a great save. Actually, I don't think he saw it. Shot came from P.J. Rochefort on the right point, and Corey David parked out in front, just redirected it, and it was just right at him, but he never saw it. But the puck went in the corner where Pribble picked it up. Peter Piper, try that one. And that's where we stand.
Saves in the period for... Oh, wait a minute here. I know they were. We're going to have our saves in just a moment. What they were doing was putting Messina shots on the Pittsford side for a while. Then they realized it and tried to change it, and they changed it a couple of times before they finally got it straight. But the shots on net through 2 periods, 15-12, favoring Messina, which means this is a pretty close checking affair here. Not a lot of shots for either team, but I think Messina, the key to Messina, here we go with our stats, is for them to keep that dump and chase game, and it seems to be very effective. But saves in the period for Pittsburgh goaltender Scott DeBella. 3 saves. Wait a minute here.
I think the 3rd and 4th of December, that first weekend, the trip to Buffalo where they played St. Francis, and the number 1 ranked state team got beat 4-3 and came back to beat Albany Academy. I think it was in the second game, and it's been a very, very exciting season. They got off to that great start. As we mentioned, I think they were 6-7-1, then ran in a little bit of a funk there, 5-4, and then got their act together and really have been on a roll and playing great hockey. And they've win or lose here this afternoon. They've had an outstanding season. It's a great group of youngsters, and they're certainly putting on a very, very entertaining performance here this afternoon. And full marks to this Pittsburgh club with just 2 lines and 4D. They're holding their own.
Absolutely. So far they are, and we'll see if they can keep it up in the 3rd period. It's been a great year for Messina Athletics. The football team did just a super job making it to the semifinals in Class B. And, of course, the soccer team won the Section 10 crown. The basketball team, they lost last night, but only by 6 points to a highly rated Amsterdam team. And we understand they played very, very well, so they won their sectionals. Girls basketball team did very, very well. Of course, the girls soccer team did well. The hockey team, obviously, they're playing for a state championship, has done well. And, of course, I understand things look good for the spring teams as well. The baseball team looks like it'll be pretty strong. The lacrosse team, and how's your team look, Coach?
Well, we'll be there. We've got a couple of young pitchers, and we got some good veterans coming back. We'll be there when the bell opens up. A lot of credit to the coaching staff, to the youngsters, and talking to your wife before the game, and she brought up a point that we're all aware of, but a lot of credit to a lot of people, fans and supporters. But I think the person that is really responsible has done so much work behind the scenes that we don't, so many people don't realize, is Athletic Director Martha Slack. And Sally mentioned that, and I couldn't agree with her anymore. She's just done a tremendous job organizing and fund drives, and it's just been a very, very difficult situation, but she's done a marvelous job with it.
Boy, she sure has. We keep saying this is the season that almost wasn't. And, when that budget went down, and I still not to, it's just one of those things. You hate to see it happen because you can be mad at taxes, you can be upset about what's going on, but when you vote these things down, who does it hurt? It hurts the kids.
And it's just a small part of the school budget.
Oh, I know.
Some of these people get out and see these youngsters, whether on the football field or the baseball diamond or the basketball court or on the ice, as here as we are this afternoon. They certainly would be proud of the way that they have acquitted themselves and represented their community of Messina. And not just winning, but academically and sportsmanship-wise, they make you feel so proud to be to call Messina your hometown.
Also want to say hello to Luca Richards' grandparents, Howard and Molly Hentz. and Helen Richards. And also from Justin White, a hello to Uncle Joe and Aunt Christina. Also, Mrs. Wanzer, we understand, who's made every game this year, or almost every game, but wasn't able to make the trip. We know she's listening in. Ryan, PJ, and Mike Dion wanted us to say hi to Mrs. Wanzer. And also we want to say hello to Maureen and Ziggy. And tell you that Jeff and the grandson are both here and enjoying this game as well. So a lot of folks down here from Messina. And for those of you who weren't able to make the trip, you're certainly missing an exciting hockey game, but we're glad to have you with us on WMSA.
Yeah, and I want to throw in, not on the list, but say hello to two of the longtime Messina fans, and I know that are listening to this hockey game, Eileen and John Story. I know that they're right by the radio and right on the edge of their seat. John and Eileen, this is a hang of a hockey game, and the Raiders are playing as hard as they can out there. We've got 15 minutes to go. Let's see how the Cards play themselves out. Both teams back on the ice. The officials, referee Paul Jones, ready to drop the puck.
Jason Converse will take the face-off for Messina. Converse out there with David and Spanberg, and it'll be Ross Sealfon with Dave Reilly and Josh DeMarzo. And we're ready to go with the third period, a 3-3 tie hockey game, and we're ready. Off the face-off, puck controlled by Archer. Archer for Pittsford. David knocks it away from him and bounces free. Here's a chance for Sealfon, centering pass in front, shot, big save. Luca Richards, Joy trying to clear it. Comes free, and Messina moves. Here's Corey David. David, one-on-one, into the zone, has it knocked away. Spanberg follows, takes it in front, gets hauled down. There's going to be a penalty, and the net gets knocked off just as Jason Converse picked it up to fire it in, but the net was knocked off. The Raiders will go on the power play here as Josh Spanberg just got hauled down.
As the old saying goes, your best scoring opportunity comes off of the opposition's best scoring opportunity. Luca Richards, his best save, not only of the afternoon, his best save of his career, as he just stoned really who Sealfon sent him in on a 2-on-1, just a beautiful pass, and Richards again holding his ground, and the Raiders coming back, dodging the bullet there, coming back the other way. Captain Josh Bamberg sent in alone and just pulled out at the last second by the Pittsford defenseman. But it was a good penalty because Spanberg, I think, had the crosshairs. He had the top corner labeled.
Okay, it's going to be David, Pribble, and Spanberg up front. LaPointe and Joy at the points. Puck in the corner. Pribble digging it out. Flips it around the boards for Spanberg. Spanberg, top of the circle, right side. Here's Spanberg back to Joy at the point. Joy to LaPointe. Back to Joy. It's intercepted. And here comes, that's not Sealfon, that's DeMarzo. DeMarzo can't get the shot. Now he does get the shot off, and the save is made. And there's going to be a hooking call on Mike LaPointe.
Yeah, again, another good penalty, but the Raiders made a mistake back to the point. Again, that blind pass, they wanted to go D to D. Didn't look up, didn't read that DeMarzo, number 17, was out high. And when the Raider defenseman tried to send it across to the other point, DeMarzo jumped up in the slot area, picked it off, and it was a race. Just a good job of hustling Mike LaPointe coming back. Took a penalty, but again, a good penalty because come within a whisker of going ahead.
Off the faceoff, quick shot. Richards makes the save, the rebound, another save. Richards had the corner covered again. We have another whistle. And the net's off, I believe. Yeah, that's what it is. The net's off its moorings.
One thing that Luca's doing here, and it's so important for a goaltender, he is making the shooter commit first. He just holding his ground and forcing. Again, that time, Sealfon from a tough angle, waiting for Richards to drop. He wanted to go upstairs, but he wouldn't. He just stayed on his feet.
Spanberg will face off against Ross Sealfon. Off the draw, goes in behind the net. Sealfon after it. David's got him tied up. Sealfon goes back to the point with it. Here's the drive through traffic. Richards sticks it into the corner. Sealfon picks up the loose puck. David takes him into the boards. It squirts free to Spanberg. Here comes Josh. Building up the head of steam. Slides it across. P.J. Rochford back into the corner. Spanberg gets tied up. Can't come up with a puck. It still sits there. And finally it's picked up by Matt Archer. Archer flips it ahead. Out to neutral ice. Here's DeMarzo. Dumps it in the Messina zone as they want to make a change. Back after it is P.J. Rochford. Rochford looks up ice, bangs it ahead. Intercepted there by Dehan. He dumps it back in the Messina zone. Picked up by Rochford behind the net. Wraps it around the boards to Dion. Mike Dion starts out left side. Looking up ice. Goes to Pribble. Pribble dumps it off a leg in the corner. He's going to chase it down himself. Dehan gets there first. Flips it around the boards for Pierce Sullivan. To the blue line. Kept in by Kerwin. He dumps it in behind the net. After it is Pribble. Wrapped around. And there's going to be a short power play for Pittsford. They move it ahead to the Messina line. It's poked away. Into the zone it goes. Bounces to Frank Joy. 9 seconds left in the power play. Joy just flips it ahead to Pribble. Pribble going to Blaze. Blaze has it poked away. 2 seconds left in the power play. Back across. Here's Janicki. He gets knocked away. He still has the puck, though, somehow. And finally dumps it in the corner. Puck around the boards. Picked up there by Viscardi. Viscardi loses it. Adam Blaze. Blaze to Lapointe. Lapointe gets by 1. Lapointe goes by 2. Here's Mike Lapointe. Spot score! Mike Lapointe. And Messina takes the lead. 4-3 on a nice feed from Adam Blaze. Lapointe gets the goal.
What a great feed by Blaze, but what a great play by Mike Lapointe under a full head of steam. He just caught the number 10, that's Chris Kelly, just flat-footed, blew right by him at the blue line. Mike Lapointe picked it up on the right side, cut diagonally through the neutral zone, and met Galli right at the blue line and went around him like he wasn't there. Went around him and walked right in and got the Bella down. Faked the forehand shot, went to the backhand. And the Raiders, with 12:26 left in this third period, have gone up 4-3.
Off the faceoff. Puck in the zone. Offsides will be the call. As Sealfon took it in, but it was poke checked away from him for just a second, long enough to cause the offside.
And, the Panthers may come back, but I'll tell you, the latter half of this, the second period, the opening part of this third period, they just haven't got the legs. Those two lines starting to wear thin right now, Jerry.
Jamie Courier will take the face-off. Courier out there with Heath McLean and Timmy O'Shea. Sealfon takes the draw. O'Shea whacks at it, off a defenseman, back in the Pittsford zone. After it is Walling. He's got McLean on him. He flips it around the boards to Archer. Archer backhands it. Joy trying to keep it in at the point. Did he? He did. Here's O'Shea trying to center. Courier throws a check. The puck underneath him. They bang for it in the corner and move it along the boards. Joy tries to pinch in. He can't keep it in. Sealfon has it poked away by McLean, and he dumps it right back in Pittsford territory. After it there is Walling. Moves it along the boards out to neutral ice. Kerwin is there to golf it back in the zone. Messina delay offsides, but they clear, and here comes Courier after it. The puck comes back out to neutral ice. P.J. Rochford, he dumps it in the zone. Messina clears again, then gets out. And the puck picked up by defenseman Archer. Archer skates it ahead, trying to go to Janicki. P.J. Rochford intercepts, moves it back into the zone. And back after it is the defenseman again, that's Walling. Walling comes out right side, long headman pass, bounces by Rochford, and across the blue line, here's an opportunity in cross-ice pass by Sullivan, nobody home. It comes back to Messina. Corey David trying to clear the zone. I don't believe he did. No, he didn't. Puck dumped in behind the net. After it is Mike Dion. Dion's got Spanberg, flips it ahead to him. Here comes Spanberg. He's got Converse breaking. He's going to carry it across. Here comes Spanberg, dipsy-doodling into the corner, takes it behind the net, circles, looks back to the point. Rochford on the fly, fanned on it. The puck trickles into the corner, and after it there is Jason Converse. Converse in behind, flips it to Corey David. David trying to center it, knocked away, and it's picked up there by the Panthers, and they'll ice the puck. And down the ice it goes, the whistle blows, and the face-off will move back in Panther territory.
Jerry, the Panthers they're running on fumes right now. I'll tell you, this last rush down the ice that they came down, their fine young player, Ken Janicka, normally they've been going to the net without the puck, and if he would have that time, they had a glorious opportunity, but he just was out of gas. They threw the puck across the slot, no one there, and I watched him coming back. He could hardly make it back across the other blue line. They're really, again, operating on fumes right now, and the Raiders just seem to be getting their second win.
Go ahead.
That goal, Mike Lapointe, is 23rd at the 2:34 mark. Les Pribble and Ryan Kerwin.
Face off inside, right across the goal mouth. Pribble after it. Here's Pribble trying to drop it along the boards to Adam Blaze. Blaze's shot right across the goal mouth. Back to Joy at the point. Joy fakes the shot, goes to Lapointe. Quick wrist shot from the slot, high area. The puck comes free. Blaze trying to poke at it to Lapointe. He whacks at it, hit the goal post. Oh, quick shot by Lapointe. Puck kept in. Here's Blaze. His shot right on, and the goaltender, DeBella, holds on for the face-off.
Oh boy, Coach Kirshner is making a change again. That's a short shift out there, but they were just, the Pittsford, all five of them were standing around in their own end, and that Raider line of Blaze, LaPointe, and Pribble were swarming. Mike LaPointe on a spin around move, picked it up at the top of the circle to the right of DeBella and just spun around, and he rang one right off the far goal post. Another half inch, that caroms the other way.
Jamie Courier will face off against Pierce Sullivan, left side. Off the draw. Puck bounces to the blue line. Rochford with it. Flips it around the boards. Heath McLean. McLean can't control it, but it's kept in at the point by Mike Dion. Now Courier in after it. He and Yannicki go together. The puck is underneath Yannicki. Courier and O'Shea in there trying to poke it free, but they're not going to do it. The whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off.
Again, the Pittsford club had an opportunity to beat the Raider forward to the puck in the corner. Let him go in first. That's another indication they're just holding on, running out of gas right here, and the Raiders are turning it up a notch at this stage.
Face off right side. Sullivan will face off against Courier. Off the draw. Puck in the corner. Picked up on the defense. Off the glass. Dion keeps it in at the point. Flips it ahead. Gets it right back again. Here's Dion. Headman pass to O'Shea. O'Shea right back in front. The shot. Oh, big save as Courier had a golden opportunity on a beautiful feed from Timmy O'Shea. And he just fired it into DeBella. And DeBella made the save.
Mike Dion fed a pass diagonally down to the right to Timmy O'Shea, and he looked like he was going to go on the backhand, but he slid a little diagonal backhand pass across to Timmy Courier. He had DeBella beat going the wrong way, and somehow he kept it out of the net. I don't know how, but he did.
Great save. Off the face-off. Puck around the boards. Kept in at the point by Kerwin. He flips it in behind the net. Corey David chasing as Messina's got that Converse line out there now. David trying to come up with it in the corner. Digs for it. He's still battling for the puck. And finally, it's cleared around the boards by the defenseman Archer. Converse in there. Whacks at it. Gets it in the high slot, but they poke it free and out to center ice. And here comes DeMarzo. Across the blue line, gets by the defense. Centering pass to Sealfon. Backhand save made. Rebound is covered up by Luca Richards.
Again, that's the guy that if he's got anything left in the tank, he's the one they have to watch. And DeMarzo breaking down that right side. Found Sealfon breaking down the middle. He's got a little left. He's an excellent hockey player, but again, Luca Richards standing, making the shooter make the first move, coming up with a big save. Luca Richards having his finest hour here this afternoon, I feel, Jerry.
Sealfon will face off against Jason Converse, in the Messina zone left side. Raiders lead it 4-3. Puck bounces in front of the net. Here's a backhander, and it's knocked away by Joy. We're on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. The Raiders lead it 4-3, and Joy leads the attack from the red line. Cranks it around the boards in the zone. Spanberg chasing it in the corner. He flips it behind the net for Corey David. David trying to go back to Spanberg. It goes off a leg and bounces free to the blue line out to center ice. Here comes Sealfon with it. Sealfon has it knocked off his stick. Picked up by David. He dumps it right back in the zone. And the Raiders are going to make a change as they get that Blaze line out there. The puck stolen by LaPointe. He tries to bust by. It's knocked away. Bounces in the slot area. Still bouncing around. It comes to Pribble. Les Pribble with a centering pass. LaPointe in front to Blaze. Blaze shot. Oh, another big save by DeBella. And back the other way. The puck hits the official. And it's going to be an offsides, but they clear the zone. Controlled by the team from Pittsford. Their defensemen, they're just trying to move it ahead to Yannicki. Yannicki across the blue line. Here's a shot knocked down. Blaze picks it up. His headman gets out of the zone. Here comes Pribble. Pribble chasing it down. Goes to LaPointe. LaPointe takes it in left side. The whistle blows. They called an offsides, but that's what it is, an offsides.
And the fans, the Pittsburgh fans taking an exception. Mike LaPointe cranked it up. DeBella didn't make, he knew it was offside, heard the whistle, and got a little rise. But Mike LaPointe just sent Adam Blaze in all alone after Gallia had turned it over. LaPointe picked it up and fed Adam Blaze one-on-one, and again, DeBella standing the Raiders on their head.
Off the face-off, Timmy O'Shea dumps it in the corner. 7:50 left in the third period. On the Corky scoreboard, Raiders lead it by a single goal, 4-3. Here's Frank Joy with it in his own end. Joy looks up ice for Courier. Courier to McLean. Here's McLean dumping it. Around the boards it goes. Timmy O'Shea digging for it in the corner. He's got Courier with him, trying to help out. They tie up the puck, and it's free to Yannicki. Janicki busting down the left wing side. Takes it across. Here's Janicki, centering pass in front. It bounces side of the net. Goes in behind. Janicki trying to flip it over on the other side to Viscardi. Here's a drive, deflected in front again. And McLean tries to clear it. Timmy O'Shea gets hauled down. The puck bounces free. Courier picks it up. Jamie Courier trying to clear the zone. Knocks down, goes into the corner. And the Raiders pick it up and dump it out to neutral ice. Now here's O'Shea with it. Has it knocked away. Here's Janicki again, flipping it just across the Messina blue line. Joy is there to bang it ahead to neutral ice. Dump back in the zone, back out to neutral ice again. Heath McLean whacks at it. It's picked up by the defense. Here's the shot from outside, and the save made by Luca Richards. Here's Joy. Bangs it down the ice, and that's going to be an icing against Messina.
Oh, I'll tell you, Andy Viscardi standing off the crease to the left of Luca Richards. No one around him. The puck in the corner, all attention in the right corner. Centered right through the crease, but Viscardi didn't have the stick down on the ice. And I'll tell you, just he had it up off the ice, that fraction it took right through the crease. I'll tell you, he could have blown that one in to tie up this hockey game. Big break for the Raiders on that one, and Andy Viscardi's got to be talking himself.
Great pass from Janicki.
Yeah, right through the crease.
Off the face-off, here comes Messina's Converse trying to clear the zone. He does to David, knocked away. Spanberg picks it up, takes it in the zone. Here comes Converse. Converse backhand shot goes across the goal mouth. I think it was meant as a pass. And Pittsford can't clear the zone. Here's a shot from the point by P.J. Rochford. Save made. Pittsford clears it out again. Flips ahead. Here's Converse. He's got a man in the zone. Has to wait for David. They clear, but Pittsford has the puck. They got a man trying to break, but P.J. Rochford steps in front of the pass. Dumps it back in the zone. Here we go again. Long head man pass. Here comes Sealfon. Drop pass and a nice one. Here's a chance in front. It bounces free into the corner. Raiders running around. Sealfon in front. The short side shot goes across the goal mouth. Oh, boy. Puck bounces free. Picked up by Converse. He moves it to the blue line, not out. Now Spanberg has it knocked away. Bounces in front. Richards pokes it into the corner. Now they move it around the boards. Corey David trying to come up with it. Bounces in the slot. Dion with it. Has it knocked away in front. It bounces free, and Spanberg just tomahawks it down the ice. And that'll be an icing. Messina running around right now. And with 5:29 left in the third period, the Raiders are clinging to a 4-3 lead on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. I'll bet you to see the Blaze line now.
I'll tell you, does number 16 draw a crowd when he's down in front of that net? They were just buzzing around, the puck bouncing and jumping. And I'll tell you, 16 couldn't turn around. He must have thought he was in a packed elevator because there were red shirts all around him. They're really focusing on him, and he's one tough customer.
Okay, Adam Blaze will face off against Pierce Sullivan. Off the face-off, puck sits in the circle, picked up by Lapointe. Bangs it off the glass for Pribble. Les picks it up, moves it ahead to Blaze. Here comes Adam Blaze, takes it across the blue line, gets knocked down, trying to stay with it, and back out the other way it comes to the Messina line. Janicki, oh, great pass, breaking in is Sullivan, shot saved, rebound cleared into the corner. Back to the blue line. Here's another shot deflected in front, and the backhander goes wide. Pribble again clears it. This time it goes to the blue line, kept in at the point, knocked down by Joy. Joy is going to ice the puck, and down the ice it goes, and the whistle blows with 4:53 left in the third period. And Messina having a problem right now as I'll tell you what, Pittsburgh has found some legs here.
But the guy they can't beat is right back between the pipes, Luca Richards. Again, he's given up 3, but I'll tell you, he saved another 3 here in this third period with some great save. That time right in the Pittsburgh player, I think that was DeMarzo, right in on top of him, and he just stoned him. Just a great save by Luca Richards.
Going to be Sealfon right back out again, this time against Jason Converse. Face off in the Messina zone. 4:52 left third period. 4-3 Messina on the Corky's scoreboard. Converse and Sealfon will take the face off. Off the draw, puck sits in the circle. Spanberg whacks at it, gets it ahead to P.J. Rochford. Rochford to David. David has it bounce away, then picks it up, takes it across. Here's Corey David digging in the corner with it. He's finally taken out of the play by Archer. Spanberg there to pick it up, wraps it around. Score! Josh Spanberg on the wraparound. And he just caught DeBella not looking. And Messina goes up 5-3 with 4:36 left in the third period.
And that's the one that's going to be the icing on the cake. And again, it was a case of just utter gas. Number 9, Matt Archer had rubbed Corey David off, but his defensive partner, number 12, Greg Walling, should have gone in behind and picked up the puck. He was out of gas, and Josh Bamberg blew by him, and as DeBella looked to his right, Spanberg darted in and swung around on the other side and stuffed it in the short side, but number 12, Greg Walling, never moved out there, and I think he was simply exhausted, and I think that's the one that's going to seal this victory for the Raiders.
Don't say that. Here comes Sealfon. Here's a backhand to Marzo. Save made by Messina goaltender Luca Richards. Puck out to neutral ice. Picked up by Archer. Archer fanned on his pass. Bounces free. Here comes Mike Lapointe. Just backhands it into the zone. Right back out. Kerwin is there. Dumps it. Messina up 5-3 with just over 4 minutes to go. Adam Blaze, Janicki knocks it away from him. It bounces out to neutral ice. Kerwin is there. Kerwin's pass knocked away by Sealfon. It bounces free though. Picked up by Pribble. Pribble over skates. Here's a chance in front. Breaking in the zone, the shot. Luca Richards makes the save. Joy says, where's the puck? It's right in his skates. He didn't know it. And it comes free. Picked up by Pribble. Pribble's headman pass bounces off a leg. Picked up there by Kerwin. Kerwin to Lapointe. Lapointe just flips it across the blue line. Back after it there is Walling. Walling's headman, they got a guy back by the blue line. Here's Janicki, flips it in the zone. Dion knocks it down. Now it's Heath McLean. McLean skates it ahead. Moves it. O'Shea deflects it in the zone. Here comes O'Shea and Courier. They both kind of overskate, and the puck bounces free. Archer out to the blue line. Here's a chance. DeMarzo in front. Save made, and the net's knocked off its moorings. And we're down to 3:13 left in the third period. Raiders holding a 5-3 lead on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
Just a great burst of speed by DeMarzo, and what a great display of sportsmanship. He danced around the Raider forward defenseman down low, cut the parallel with the goal line, but Luca Richards wouldn't move, and DeMarzo tried to bowl him over. Richards held his ground, and when they each got up, they tapped each other on the back. Just a great display of sportsmanship. But I'll tell you, that Josh Spanberg goal, 10-24, Corey David's going to get the assist because he was the last Raider other than Spanberg, but he got rubbed off the play, and it was just great hustle and just utter gas by Walling, but Josh Spanberg at the 10-24 mark.
Here's Sullivan, takes a face-off. Spanberg pokes it into the corner, bounces back to the blue line. Here's the drive. That went wide. I don't know, Richards may have got a piece of it on the way by. Now the check thrown by David. Spanberg picks it up 2-on-1. Spanberg busting in the zone. Comes in front, shot, score! Josh Spanberg gets the hat trick, and Messina goes up 6-3.
What a way to end your high school career, Captain Josh Spanberg with the hat trick. And I'm going to say it again. That one's going to seal it 6-3 with 2:56. Just out of gas, the Pittsford club gambling, throwing down by 2. They had to gamble. They lost. The Raiders broke away 2-on-1. Josh Spanberg and Jason Converse on his left. They crossed the blue line, and the defenseman played as well as he could. He gave ground. Spanberg used Jason Converse has a decoy, got really in tight, and DeBella didn't know which way to go. Spanberg from the right side, again, his favorite spot. He likes to rip them upstairs, and he put that one, ripped it right up over DeBella's left shoulder, and that definitely is some icing on the cake. 6-3 Raiders.
Off the face-off, Corey David backhands it. In the zone it goes of Pittsford. Bouncing puck goes in behind the net. David throws a check. He gets tied up. The bouncing puck ripped around the boards. Converse is there. Backhands it back in the corner. Comes to David. David gets railed. It gets away from the check. Gets tied up. Spanberg picks it up. Has it knocked away. Oh, he just got checked. And the puck goes bouncing out to neutral ice. Pittsford, they dump it in the Messina zone. In the corner it goes. Bouncing after it there is Sealfon. Sealfon's had a great game for Pittsburgh. Now they bounce it in front, and a chance. Knocked away. It comes free. Goes high in the air. Bounces in behind the net. Raiders lead at 6-3 on the Corky scoreboard. Around the boards it goes. Ryan Kerwin with it. Now it's Corey David. Now it bounces down the ice. And they wave the icing off. Under 2 minutes to play in the third period. Pittsford moving it to neutral ice. Back after it is Ross Sealfon. Great hockey player. You'd like to have about 15 of him on your team, wouldn't you? Into the zone. Frankie Joy with it to Mike Lapointe. Mike gets knocked down and manages to slide the puck ahead. back after it, and we have a whistle. And we're going to have penalties, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to run both of them, I'm
Yep.
sure. Number 3 is going to go Yannicke, and probably P.J. Rocheford. They had a little collision. But these two officials out of Section 3, Jerry, I thought they're allowing these kids to play hockey. I think they're doing an excellent job. I don't know how many penalties Joey's had here this afternoon, but let's see. What's that? 2, 5, about 9? 9 penalties, and it's been a hard-hitting hockey game, but they've let them play hockey and given them a lot of rope out there. Finally, those two, they just had to call it. That big collision in front, and I think Pittsburgh's getting a little frustrated right now.
6-3, Messina leading. Adam Blaze out there. Mike LaPointe. Blaze wins the draw, dumps it ahead, gets it back again, dumps it in the zone. Excuse me, in behind the net is Galea. Moving around the board, stolen by LaPointe. He just fires it across the goal mouth. Puck comes to Blaze. He winds up, fired it wide. Puck whips around the other side. Here's Sullivan. Joy trying to keep it in. He can't. We have a whistle, though, and we're going to have a hand pass on Sullivan as he batted it ahead to Sealfon. Face-off will move back in the zone with 1:19 left in the third period. 1:10 left in the matching minors. Raiders lead it 6-3 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
The official time of that 6th Raider goal, 12:04. Josh Bamberg from Frank Joy, and that's Josh's hat trick.
Off the face-off. The captain came to play today, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Here's Frankie Joy with it. Skates it ahead, then dumps it in the zone. Hit the official. Bounces off a leg. Comes back to Joy at the Messina blue line. Here's Joy with it. Over to Kerwin. Kerwin's head man to Blaze to LaPointe, and he dumps it. A minute left in the third period. Messina crowd is cheering. Here comes the long head man. Doesn't get out of the zone. Adam Blaze with it. Blaze around the boards. Has it knocked away. But now it's Spanberg with it. He's going to flip it in the zone. Bounces in behind the net. We're down to 40 seconds left in the third period. Out to neutral. And I don't think it made it out to neutral ice. Bounces free. We have a whistle. Apparently it did make it out to neutral ice as the offsides was called. With 32 seconds left in the third period, the Messina Red Raiders leading at 6-3 with 32 seconds left in the third period on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
And the Raiders are going to win their second state championship in the last 3 years. And congratulations to Coach Tim Long and his staff and the Red Raider hockey team. They all came to play here this weekend.
Absolutely.
And congratulations to this Pittsburgh club because they really hung tough.
They sure did. But again, Messina's legs in the third period made the difference.
No question.
Here's the headman all the way down the ice. That'll be icing. Now they wave it off. Somebody touched it. Goes to Charlie Durant. Rips it around the boards. Mike Dion looks to tie it up. Yannicke tried to check him and missed. Here's Dion to Durant. Durant flips it ahead. Out to neutral ice. Here comes Heath McLean. McLean trying to barge his way through. Here's McLean. Sharp angle shot across the goal mouth. Here comes the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Messina wins the state championship 6-3 over Pittsford. The Raiders are New York State Division I champions. Again this year, second time in 3 years. Congratulations to the Messina Red Raiders. What a game for Messina, and the crowd just loves it.
And I'll tell you, the guy I really feel sorry for is on the bottom of that pile out there is Luca Richards. He was about halfway between the goal line and the blue line when he just got assaulted by 19 other red shirts and a few that came out of the stands that haven't got red shirts on. And a great win for the Messina Red Raiders. Just a gutsy performance here when they really had their backs against the wall, down a goal, but they battled back, and just a fine performance by both of these clubs out here.
Messina wins it 6-3. Again, the final, Messina 6, Pittsburgh 3. 3 goals from Messina in the third period iced the victory, and when it came down to it, Messina had the legs, and Pittsburgh didn't. Again, the final, 6-3, Messina wins their second state championship in Division I in 3 years, and we'll be back with a post-game show. Stay tuned for the post-game show. Again, the final, Messina 6 and Pittsburgh 3.
Wait for the award ceremony before you go down.
Yeah, after.
Yeah.
Hi there.
Well, I was going to give it to him. That's who I had, but Stamberg gets three goals, you know. He was... We better call Cove players on this one. I had Richards down, but you can't. 3 goals in a 6-3 game. You got to do something. No, you guys, hey.
Giving him some right now.
No, give him what you want. Pick it up the ground.
Wrap it around. We'll make it cold. Hey.
Now the check throw by David. Sandberg picks it up. Here's the drive. First, I got all 6 goals. What did I do with shoot? I can't remember. Which one is the countdown? Might be the well. I don't need that one. Hey, over there. Is it close over there? Okay. Well, tell me when you start the post game thing. And good afternoon again, everyone, and welcome to the post-game show on WMSA. The post-game show brought to you by your friends at Netto's. For a good time anytime, make it Netto's. Dave, an exciting game, 6-3. Again, not an indication, I don't think, except maybe for the third period.
Yeah, and it was one of those games that I'll take the momentum for a while, and now it's your turn, and it was swinging back and forth, and the Raiders had it at the end, the right time when the Pittsburgh club, trying to go with just 2 lines and 4 defense, kind of just ran out of gas here in that latter part of the second period and in the third period. The Raiders got on the board real early, 9 seconds. Jason Converse, the puck was dropped, batted to Josh Bamberg. He went down the left side, drew the defenseman, threw it out in the slot area, and Corey David backhanded from a sharp angle by DeBella. Raiders on the board, 9 seconds.
So it's Converse against Silfon, and we're underway. Off the faceoff, comes back to the blue line. Spanberg takes it in the zone. Josh Spanberg centering it right across the goal mouth. Here's Corey David back in to score! Corey David! And Messina jumps out on top at 9 seconds of the first period. Corey David on the backhand, and the Raiders go up 1-0.
Again, a Pittsburgh club that maybe felt that they dodged a bullet getting here, maybe felt they shouldn't have got by Greece, but they did. And with a young goaltender and having a powerhouse like Messina score in 9 seconds, that's enough to really knock your socks off. Messina comes right back at 3:06 mark. Scotty Service, Joey Weiskopf, good forechecking, forced the defense to cop it up to Scotty Service, and he fired probably a 30-footer through traffic, and we thought it hit something, but I guess it didn't, and it beat DeBella at the 3:06 mark with Heath McLean picking up the assist.
And DeBella has to make the save, and the Raiders get that 4th line out there. Joey Weiskopf out there, along with McLean, throws a check. Weiskopf bangs at it. Puck comes out by the slot. Here's a shot. Service. Score! It was deflected on the way through. I think Heath McLean will get the goal, and Messina goes up on a 2-0 score as the 4th line gets a goal for the Red Raiders.
And we were just inches away from not having a good game, possibly a blowout, because I think the Pittsburgh was on the verge. If the Raiders get the next goal, look out. And they had Adam Blaze had a great opportunity. Mike LaPointe had an opportunity. And Scotty Service again had a great opportunity. But they didn't. And back came Pittsburgh at the 10:49 mark. Raider giveaway. And Ken Yannicke, who got 4 goals yesterday, he picked up a turnover in the Messina end, went in from the right side and beat Richards short side upstairs, unassisted goal. And then just a minute and some seconds, 17 seconds later at the 12:07 mark, Raiders were on. Adam Blaze was in the penalty box, and the Pittsburgh gained the zone. Archer, or Greg Walling, dug the puck. Defenseman was down and low, dug the puck behind the net, wanted to center out front, but he found Archer back at the point. He just drilled a cannon by Luca Richards, and that's where we stood at the end of the first period, with Pittsburgh definitely on a roll. But then in the second period at the 4:31, Yannicke is 2nd of the afternoon and his 6th of the series. He had 4 yesterday, as we mentioned, put Pittsburgh ahead at the 4:31 mark. Messina again down a man, and DeMarzo and Archer picking up just a great pass from number 17 out there. That's DeMarzo, and set Yannicke up in front. But the Raiders tied it up at the 13-minute mark. first part of that period seemed to be all Pittsburgh, but then the Raiders came on about the 8-minute mark, and it finally paid dividends at 13-minute mark. Josh Spanberg from Les Pribble. Pribble dug the puck out of the corner, fed it to Spanberg out in front, and he made no mistake.
Here comes Spanberg, takes it across. Spanberg goes by one, by two. Here's Spanberg in behind the net, looking, back to the point he goes. On the fly, Rushford deflected right on. Oh, great looking chance by Corey David on the deflection. In front shot, score, Josh Spanberg! As Pribble centered it to Spanberg, and Messina scores to tie this game at 3 with 2 minutes left in the second period.
And that's where it stood at the end of the second. The Raiders taking the momentum from that point on. It was tied 3-3, but again, the gas tank starting to get empty. And the Raiders in the third period at the 2:34 mark, the winning goal, Mike Lapointe, Adam Blaze, Les Pribble picking up assists. Blaze hit Lapointe in a full head of steam at the neutral zone, and he just walked right around the Pittsburgh defenseman, Galilee, who was just flat-footed, not a gas, walked right around and went in and got the Bella down and rifled it home.
Around the boards, picked up there by Viscardi. Viscardi loses it. Adam Blaze to Lapointe. Lapointe gets by one. Lapointe goes by two. Here's Mike Lapointe. Spot score! Mike Lapointe, and Messina takes the lead 4-3 on a nice feed from Adam Blaze.
And it was really evident. I mean, there were instances in that period where in the first period and three quarters that Pittsburgh went to the net without the puck, and they just couldn't do it anymore. Going with the two lines out there and the hitting that Messina, very physical team, just took its toll, and you could just see the momentum switch, and the Raiders just kept coming on and kept coming on. Finally, at the 10:24 mark, Josh Spanberg picking up his 26th of the year, Corey David, but in that meantime, there were spurts that Luca Richards, I thought, had probably his best game of his high school career. It stood tall in there when it was 3-3 and 4-3. He kept the Raiders, made several big saves. Finally, Josh Spanberg at the 10:24 mark. Corey David in the corner got run off the puck, and Walling, number 12, was just too tired to go in behind it, and out of nowhere, Spanberg darted in, picked up the puck, and as DeBella is looking to his right, Spanberg comes out the left side and stuffs it in the short side.
Digging in the corner with it. He's finally taken out of the play by Archer. Spanberg there to pick it up, wraps it around. Score! Josh Spanberg on the wraparound, and he just caught DeBella not looking, and Messina goes up 5-3 with 4:36 left in the third period.
And 5-3, but Pittsburgh again, they were hanging tough, trying to spot big number 16 out there when that line of Sealfont, really, and DeMarzo, they were dangerous, even though they were out of gas. And Sealfont always seemed to reach down to find some more. And Richards had to come up with some big saves in that span. But again, the final, Spanberg, Josh's hat trick at the 12:04 mark. Frankie Joy and picking up the assist. The Raiders broke away 2-on-1 with Converse, and Josh used Jason as a decoy, went in and ripped one upstairs.
Oh, Richards may have got a piece of it on the way by. Now the check thrown by David. Spanberg picks it up 2-on-1. Spanberg busting in the zone. Comes in front, shot, score! Josh Spanberg gets the hat trick, and Messina goes up 6-3. The second icing goal, David. And I'm going to head downstairs now. Hold on while I get there. You can talk at him. I'm sure you can find a few good things to say about this thing.
Well, there'll be a couple of things, and we'll keep an eye for you down there through the miracle of electronics. Jerry is going to make his way from high in the press box up here at center ice. It's a good, probably where he's going, couple of 100 feet, if not more, way down in the far corner, and he'll interview the Raiders as they come off the ice. The presentation's being made right now by the state officials, and this large Messina contingent all standing on their feet and really in a festive mood. We timed Jerry when he made it up yesterday. We'll have to put the watch on him again today. It took him 53 seconds yesterday. We'll see if he can beat that record, but I know he's going to have some good interviews with Coach Long and his coaching staff and the Raider players. As we mentioned, Tim Long, his third year at the helm and his second state championship, and had some outstanding assistant coaches, assistant coach Matt Hart, Jovan Mersch, and new man to the team this year, young Ed Latham from the Ogdensburg area helping out. So that's quite a quartet of and a lot of talent, a lot of experience out there, and they do an excellent job. And when you are state champions 2 out of 3 years, that's an awesome accomplishment. The Section 10 has been in the state Messina, I think, 7 or 8 times in the 16 years. I think this was their 7th time in the finals. They won it previously in 1981 and 1982, and then in 93, and here again in 1995. And Section 10 has really been well represented in the state finals. Of the 16 years, this is the 10th time that a Section 10 team. Gotcha, Jerry.